the meantime, somebody else is helping themselves to what you've been accumulating all through the years.
They get the mansion, and you
right, and you get the fame, you know.
Exactly. Thanks.
But this way, it's more balanced, and I'm able to like put everything in perspective, and I can be of service to other people who truly can benefit from it.
Have you had a chance to read that Bill Graham book that's coming out? I don't even know if it's come out yet. It's a beautiful book coming out on the life of Bill Graham. I can't remember the name of it. It's probably called Bill Graham Presents or whatever. Huge book, and I think you actually been interviewed for the thing, or some
right
in there. Just an incredible guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill Graham is I call him a general in the field of consciousness, because Bill Graham in the 60s made it a point to put Miles Davis in front of the Grateful Dead, or Buddy Rich in front of the 10 Years After, Roland Kirk. You know, he wanted to make sure that the young people, young at heart, or the hippies, or whoever, they would get a wholesome education. Not, you know, today it's like Guns N' Roses, Megadeth, and Metallica. It's the same thing.
No mixture.
Right, where he would make sure that you would listen to John Lee Hooker or an African band, and then you listen to Guns N' Roses, you know. So that's what we need and miss a lot, that consciousness thing, because when you listen to Miles Davis before you listen to the Grateful Dead, you have more latitude. All of a sudden your wings are vaster than just this thing, you know.
And
not that the Grateful Dead
the
are like
music
that.
Too.
I'm sorry?
People enjoyed the music, and they enjoyed that experience. Nobody was going, oh God, get this band off. They were really, really into both bands. It really opened up a lot of things.
That's why we miss him so much, because he was a real champion and a general when it came to doing that, you know.
And you're also going to be doing a concert to aid American Indians, and that's going to be, when is this? The 500th anniversary of Columbus's discovery of America. And one thing that when I was going through that, it really is interesting. We had Wounded Knee and all of that. There was a period where it was really focused on Indian rights, etc. But that seems to have faded away a little bit. There's not a lot of focusing on the Indians right now.
We're trying to create a platform so that the American Indians can get into the United Nations and be recognized as people and as a nation, so they can make their own decisions, because right now they still won't let them into the United Nations. They treat them as savages or animals. So this is why we're doing this concert, and also we also found out that next year is the year for the indigenous American Indian, the whole year. So we still have time to invite Mr. Nelson Mandela to fulfill his promise. He made a promise last time he was here in Oakland, California, to help the Native. He said, I promise to come back and help my Native American brother. So we're hoping that next year, since the whole year is for the American Indian, to ask Mr. Mandela to fulfill his promise, bring Coretta King, because see, that's the whole head of the train. If you invite Nelson Mandela and Coretta King, then all the talent will fall together, and then we can bring a positive attention to the American Indians. By the way, all the American Indians, they only want three things: clean air, clean water, clean consciousness. You know, so that's something that people should learn from. That you know, they're not fighting for BMWs and Mercedes and stuff like that. They're fighting for clean air, clean water, clean consciousness. So that's something very spiritual that we can all learn from, you know.
Especially living here in California, it's nothing that we'll argue about. I want to ask you more about the Indians and a lot more stuff, including the brand new album. When we come back to the Inside Word, don't go away. Welcome back to the Inside Word. I'm Michael Kastner, and we're talking about the guy who has a brand new album. It's called Milagro, and I'm talking about Carlos Santana. There's his album right there. We were talking about the Indians, and I did want to ask you, there has been a lot of negative attention on the Indians, and you're talking about the fact that they're looking for clean air and everything, because a lot of people are thinking that what they're going to be demanding at the United Nations or wherever is give the land back, you know, that type of situation. That's not the case?
I think what they want is pretty much for people to respect the earth. You know, because that is their religion and their philosophy to them, you know. In fact, most religions in politics is very corrupt, as you can just tell by anything that you can turn on the TV.
Sunday mornings.
Right, so their thing is really not dealing with religion, they're dealing with spirituality, which is being connected with the planet. They can smell the earth and tell when it's going to rain or not. We have to watch TV, you know. They don't have to watch TV and find out from the weatherman, you know. I mean, I don't want to get it. But
I'd rather do that than watch Willard Scott any day, wouldn't you?
I like it, yeah.
I like Willard, but
yeah.
you know, I wanted to also ask you this question because I heard that in 1969 you blew an audition for Atlantic Records on purpose.
Right.
Because you wanted to work with Columbia.
With Columbia.
With Columbia, home of Miles Davis and Bob Dylan. Is that true?
It's absolutely true.
Weren't you a little bit nervous about purposely blowing an audition?
No, see, because like Nirvana or Metallica, you know, when you have confidence in what you're doing, they will come to you. You know, MTV and radio, they will come to you because people, you know, eventually can't ignore you. So you have to have, if you believe in what you're doing, people will come to you. You know, like Bob Marley, for example. Bob Marley was selling 60,000 people, 60,000 tickets, you know, with no radio help or no TV help. We were doing 15, and then Led Zeppelin was doing 35, but he was doing 60,000 people, you know, so without help from the radio or TV. So when you believe in something, believe me, people will come. And, you know, the Metallica is in Nirvana today. It's kind of like that, you know. So for the people who are starting out there, you know, have conviction and faith in what you're doing, and then Rolling Stone and everybody else, they'll come to you. You know, you don't have to go to them. You know, those people cannot make you or break you is what I'm saying. You know, which some people presume they can, but they cannot. They're after the fact. You know what I'm saying? And because they need you more than we need them. That's the fact. I mean, because of us, most of the times they have a job. We don't have a job because of them.
Man, I love your attitude.
You know, it's a reality, man. You know,
and that really goes, that attitude really
record
works
companies
in any
and
place
everybody.
in life, really. You know, you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I do have to ask you this question. I know it's been asked before, but Woodstock. I just saw the film again just the other day. For you, was that a magical time, or was that really, a lot of people felt it was a nightmare?
It was a wonderful nightmare. You know, it was, man, because it was so many people there, 550,000 people. It was a living ocean of hair, teeth, hearts, and they were passing out carrot salad with raisin. That's about all people could eat, and mud, and that's all it was. But you didn't see one fight. You know, I mean, you can't say that for rap shows or.
No. Well, I saw Gimme Shelter last night. Remember the Rolling Stones concert in '69 where there was a stabbing right after Woodstock?
Yeah, that was
difference.
But that was a different consciousness. Yeah. Woodstock was it was something different. Meeting old tribes, and when you can see Ravi Shankar and Jimi Hendrix, I mean, you know, it's something different. It had nothing to do with the system. This is why it worked. It was anti-system. It was just people coming together and saying, we don't want to go to Vietnam. We don't want to, like, you know, go along with this you know, killing of people and all that kind of stuff. And it worked. You know, I mean, we wish we could create another disaster like that. You know.
But well, the magic that happened on stage back at Woodstock is continuing at the Greek Theater on Thursday night in Los Angeles. If I happen to get a chance to check it out. And if you're not going to be in LA, check out this album. It's incredible. It is called Milagro. And we want to thank you so much. It's a pleasure meeting you. It's been really exciting. Well, after the break, Eric Braeden from Young and the Restless is going to join us, so don't go away.